Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will learn about the explosive tensions brewing in Port Charles on Thursday, October 16th. As the drama intensifies in this iconic town, beloved characters face confrontations, unexpected alliances, and shocking revelations that could reshape their futures forever. From heated interrogations to hidden discoveries, the episode promises heart-pounding moments that fans won't want to miss. Britt Westburn, ever the no-nonsense doctor with a sharp tongue, is gearing up for a fierce showdown that could unravel long-buried secrets. She corners Lucas Jones in a tense hospital corridor, her eyes narrowing as she demands the full truth about what transpired between him and Brad Cooper. "What the hell did you do to push him away?" Britt might snap, her voice echoing with frustration born from years of navigating the chaotic lives of her friends. Lucas, caught off guard while reviewing patient charts, could hesitate before diving into the messy web of blackmail involving Portia Robinson, a scheme that nearly destroyed his career and family ties. Perhaps he'll paint a vivid picture of Portia's desperate threats over falsified medical records, how they forced his hand in ways he regrets daily. Yet, to deflect the blame, Lucas may counter that Brad's impulsive nature and history of shady dealings like his past gambling debts and shady alliances were the real culprits, always stirring up trouble in the most inconvenient moments. Britt, however, won't settle for one-sided tales. Her detective instincts, honed from countless crises, will push her to track down Brad himself, maybe even ambushing him at a quiet diner where he's nursing a coffee and his wounded pride. This grilling session in Just Gossip hits a catalyst that might expose deeper fractures in the Jones-Cooper dynamic, forcing both men to confront emotions they've long suppressed amid the hospital's fluorescent lights. Meanwhile, over at the foreboding walls of Steinmauer Prison, Valentin Casadini braces for an uninvited blast from his past that could either mend or shatter his fragile hopes. Lulu Spencer storms in as the angry visitor, her posture rigid with protective fury, making it crystal clear that any path to their daughter, Charlotte Casadini, runs straight through her. "If you think you can waltz back into her life without answering to me first, you're dead wrong," Lulu declares, her words laced with the pain of betrayal's past. From Valentin's shadowy espionage days to his recent brushes with danger, Valentin, pacing his sparse cell like a caged panther, yearns for that connection with Charlotte, the one light in his otherwise darkened world of isolation and regret. He might recall tender memories of tucking her in during simpler times, before the Casadini empire's curses pulled them apart, fueling his determination to comply with Lulu's stringent rules, perhaps agreeing to supervised visits or sharing updates on his rehabilitation efforts. But Lulu's conditions could include psychological evaluations or even involvement from Charlotte's school counselors to ensure his influence doesn't reignite old fears. This encounter highlights Valentin's evolving character arc, from ruthless manipulator to a father desperate for redemption, setting the stage for emotional family reconciliations that Port Charles hasn't seen in ages. Shifting gears to the opulent Quartermaine estate, Tracy Quartermaine finds a glimmer of optimism amid her ongoing battle for control, courtesy of some savvy legal advice that aligns perfectly with her cunning strategies. Seated in a plush leather chair in a high-rise law office, Tracy's lips curl into a satisfied smile as her attorney outlines loopholes in the property deeds that could dismantle Ronnie Bard's claim. "This is precisely the ammunition I've been waiting for," she might muse, envisioning the moment she reclaims the sprawling mansion with its grand ballroom and hidden family heirlooms. The council could delve into forgotten clauses from Edward Quartermaine's will, perhaps involving trusts tied to charitable foundations that Ronnie overlooked in her aggressive takeover. Tracy's renewed hope stems from this revelation, empowering her to plot subtle maneuvers like anonymous tips to city inspectors about zoning violations under Ronnie's watch that could tip the scales without direct confrontation. This development underscores Tracy's enduring resilience, a Quartermaine trait passed down through generations, as she navigates the cutthroat world of legacy and inheritance with the precision of a chess master. On a warmer note, within the same turbulent household, Veronica Ronnie Bard opens up in an unexpectedly heartfelt exchange with Giovanni Gio Palmieri, forging a connection that surprises even her tough exterior, as they share a quiet moment in the mansion's sunlit kitchen. Ronnie's usual guarded demeanor softens while discussing everything from Gio's budding music aspirations to the pressures of living in such a storied home. "This place is mine now, fair and square, but you're always welcome here like family," she reassures him, her tone carrying a rare vulnerability shaped by her own nomadic past and recent windfalls. Gio, with his youthful enthusiasm and guitar slung over his shoulder, might share stories of street performances in nearby parks, drawing parallels to Ronnie's underdog rise, which could plant seeds for a mentorship where she offers advice on navigating Port Charles elite circles. This bond adds layers to Ronnie's character, revealing a nurturing side beneath her assertive facade, and hints at potential alliances that could complicate Tracy's reclamation efforts. Blending tenderness with the estate's high-stakes drama. At the bustling Port Charles Police Department, Molly Lansing Davis confides her mounting fears to Dan DeFalco Neri in a dimly lit interrogation room turned confidence corner, her voice trembling with unspoken dread. "Dad's been gone far too long. This digital detox story doesn't add up anymore," she admits, pacing as memories flood back of Rick's charismatic yet unreliable presence in her life. From courtroom battles to father-daughter outings cut short by his ambitions, Dante, leaning against a desk cluttered with case files, listens intently, his detective's intuition flaring at the inconsistencies, perhaps suggesting they trace Rick's last known communications or check financial trails for clues. Molly's alarm grows as she recounts odd details like unanswered calls during family holidays or cryptic texts about needing space, fueling suspicions of foul play tied to his legal entanglements. This heartfelt spill not only deepens the Lansing family mystery, but also strengthens Dandy and Molly's professional bond, potentially leading to a collaborative investigation that pulls in unexpected allies from the PCPD's ranks. Elsewhere, Cody Bell's curiosity peaks as he follows the insistent barks of Outback toward a suspicious cellar door on the outskirts of town, the dog's paws scrabbling frantically against the weathered wood. "What's got you so worked up, boy?" Cody mutters, his rodeo-honed instincts kicking in as he pries open the creaky entrance, flashlight beam cutting through the dust-laden air. Outback's alerts point to real danger below, where shadows conceal a tale of captivity and desperation. As Cody descends the rickety stairs, the air thick with mustiness, he'll stumble upon a jaw-dropping scene. Rick Lansing bound and disheveled, his face etched with exhaustion from days or perhaps weeks of isolation, untying the ropes with urgent hands. Cody might hear Rick's raspy explanation of an ambush linked to old enemies, weaving in details of a botched deal that led to his abduction. This stunning find propels Cody into hero territory, marking a pivotal shift in his arc from drifter to key player in Port Charles' unfolding saga, with ripples that could alert authorities and entangle more lives in the web of intrigue. In the shadowy undercurrents of espionage, Brennan ramps up his pursuit of critical intel, zeroing in on the ongoing probe into Drew Kane's enigmatic activities and the potential pitfalls awaiting Carly Spencer. From a nondescript safe house overlooking the harbor, Brennan pores over encrypted files, demanding briefings on Drew's military past resurfacing in unexpected ways, maybe covert operations clashing with his Quartermaine loyalties. He anticipates Carly's entanglement, perhaps envisioning her bold moves in business dealings that skirt legal edges, drawing unwanted scrutiny from federal watchdogs. Yet, Brennan's quest for dominance backfires spectacularly when Jason Morgan disseminates explosive news about Jocelyn Jack's covert WSB affiliation later in the week. Jason, ever the loyal operative, could leak this through secure channels to allies, exposing Jocelyn's double life of high-stakes missions disguised as college pursuits. Next, we will learn about the inspiring journey of actress Kirsten Storms as she confronts persistent rumors and shares heartfelt moments of resilience and friendship in the spotlight. Kirsten Storms has carved out a remarkable niche in the entertainment world, captivating audiences with her versatile performances across television and film. From her early days as a fresh-faced talent, she quickly became a household name, blending youthful charm with dramatic depth that resonated with viewers of all ages. Her breakthrough came through high-profile projects that showcased her natural ability to embody complex characters, turning her into a staple in daytime television. Beyond the glamour, Storms has navigated the choppy waters of public scrutiny, where whispers and speculations often trail behind her every move. These challenges have tested her spirit, yet they also highlight her unwavering commitment to authenticity in an industry rife with illusions. One of the most endearing chapters in Storm's career began in her teenage years, when she stepped into the futuristic world of Disney's Xenon trilogy. Portraying the spunky Xenon Car, a girl navigating life on a space station, Storms brought a bubbly energy and relatable teenage angst that made the film's instant hits among young fans. The role not only launched her into the limelight, but also taught her the ropes of on-set dynamics. From rehearsing dance sequences under neon lights to improvising lines that captured the essence of rebellion against authority, this experience laid the foundation for her transition into more mature storytelling, proving that her talent extended far beyond light-hearted adventures. By the late 1990s, Storms was ready to dive deeper into serialized drama, joining the iconic cast of Days of Our Lives in 1999. As Isabella Bell Black, she portrayed a character entangled in a web of family secrets, forbidden romances, and emotional turmoil that defined the show's enduring appeal. Over her 5-year stint, Storms delivered scenes of raw vulnerability, such as Belle's heartbreaking confrontations with her parents over hidden truths and her own budding independence. These performances earned her critical praise and a loyal following, establishing her as a force in soap operas where every episode could pivot from joy to devastation. Her departure from the series marked a pivotal shift, but the lessons in portraying long-term character arcs would prove invaluable in her future endeavors. In 2005, Storms found her true home on ABC General Hospital, stepping into the role of Maxie Jones Assassi, fashion-forward editor with a heart full of contradictions and a knack for stirring up chaos. Maxie's journey has been a roller coaster, from navigating high-stakes fashion crises to enduring personal losses that tested the limits of loyalty and love. Storms infused the character with layers of wit and warmth, making pivotal moments like Maxie's struggles with motherhood and career ambitions feel profoundly real. Over nearly 2 decades, this role has become synonymous with Storm's identity, allowing her to explore themes of redemption and resilience that mirror her own life experiences. Fans often cite her chemistry with co-stars as a highlight, turning everyday scenes into must-watch drama. Despite her successes, Storm's path has been shadowed by a barrage of unfounded rumors that seem to follow her like an unwelcome entourage. From speculation about her personal relationships to whispers about her professional choices, these tales have occasionally overshadowed her achievements. In an era where social media amplifies every rumor into a wildfire, Storms has learned to discern truth from fiction, using her platform not just for promotion, but for setting the record straight. This pattern of gossip underscores a broader issue in Hollywood: the invasive curiosity that blurs the line between public figure and private individual, often leaving artists to clean up the mess left by anonymous voices. Recently, Storms took a bold step by addressing one of the most troubling rumors head-on through her Instagram, a space she uses to connect genuinely with her supporters. The post, which garnered thousands of empathetic responses, delved into a challenging period from earlier this year, revealing vulnerabilities that humanize her beyond the screen. She began by acknowledging the mental fog that sometimes clouds her days, a candid admission that resonated with many facing similar battles. Accompanying the message were poignant images, including scans from a medical procedure that peeled back the curtain on her health journey, reminding followers that even stars grapple with unseen struggles. The catalyst for this openness stemmed from a brain scan she underwent in January 2025, a follow-up to a significant craniotomy surgery in 2021. That earlier operation had been a grueling ordeal, involving precise interventions to address persistent symptoms like headaches and cognitive hiccups that doctors suspected were neurological in origin. Storms described how these issues crept up gradually, disrupting her focus during shoots and quiet moments alike, prompting her to seek expert care. The 2025 scan, captured in stark black and white detail, confirmed ongoing monitoring was essential, yet it also sparked an outpouring of concern from her community. By sharing these glimpses, she aimed to foster understanding, emphasizing that health hurdles don't discriminate based on fame. Yet, this act of transparency unwittingly fueled a vicious internet rumor, and thus days after her hospital discharge, a fabricated blog post circulated claiming Storms had been admitted due to a suicide attempt, a narrative so distorted it twisted her medical reality into something sinister. Storms expressed profound bafflement and hurt over the fabrication, questioning the malice behind inventing such pain when the truth was far more mundane: a routine checkup amid recovery. She highlighted the dangers of bad apples online, who thrive on sensationalism, urging her audience to verify sources before spreading harm. This incident not only invaded her privacy, but also perpetuated stigma around mental and physical health, a reminder of how quickly empathy can sour into exploitation in digital spaces. Shifting to brighter horizons, Storm's post wove in threads of hope and camaraderie that painted a fuller picture of her support network. Following the 2021 surgery, she chose to step back from the relentless pace of Port Charles, embarking on a rejuvenating hiatus that included relocating temporarily from the sunny shores of California. This break allowed her to recharge in quieter settings, exploring new hobbies and rediscovering joys away from studio lights. Among these positive notes was the unwavering presence of her close friend M. Reelan, the former portrayer of Lulu Spencer on General Hospital, who stood by her through the hospital haze and beyond. M's role in Storm's recovery was nothing short of heroic. She was there from the initial diagnosis discussions to the post-op days filled with uncertainty. Their bond, forged in the trenches of soap opera sets, extended into real-life solidarity, with Reelan offering not just emotional bolstering, but practical companionship. The two friends found solace in creative pursuits, like crocheting an array of colorful sweaters during a getaway to St. Louis, a city known for its vibrant arts scene and welcoming vibe. These sessions became therapeutic rituals, where yarn and needles turned into tools for healing conversations about life's ups and downs. Storms gushed about the glorious results of their handiwork, each stitch symbolizing threads of friendship that mend even the deepest wounds. In her caption, Storms expanded on the gratitude that anchors her daily life, naming those rare souls who provide a safety net amid chaos. She reflected on how these connections built on trust and shared history have been lifelines, especially during times when her mind felt like a stormy sea. One standout mention was Reelan, whose recent sweater-making marathon with Storms doubled as a metaphor for weaving stability into uncertainty. This anecdote underscored a key truth. True support often comes in simple, tangible forms, like laughter over a lopsided scarf or quiet encouragement during vulnerability. Storm's words served as a beacon, encouraging fans to cherish their own circles of care. As Storms continues to thrive on General Hospital, her openness about these trials invites deeper appreciation for her multifaceted life. Maxie Jones may command the screen with flair, but off-camera, Storms embodies quiet strength, turning personal narratives into universal lessons on perseverance. Her story challenges the rumor mill, proving that authenticity cuts through noise, and friendships like hers illuminate the path forward. Next, we will dive deep into the chilling ringtone mystery that could completely flip the script on Drew Kane's shocking shooting. In the heart-pounding events of Port Charles, where secrets lurk around every corner and loyalties shift like sand, the recent episode on October 13th left fans gasping as new layers peeled back from that fateful night. Picture this: Drew Kane, the resilient Quartermaine heir turned media mogul, lies bleeding on his own living room floor after an ambush that no one saw coming, his life hanging by a thread amid the chaos of hidden agendas and family feuds. But what if the innocent chime of a child's lullaby was the key to unmasking the real villain, turning a near-death experience into a web of deception that ensnares even the most unlikely suspects. Let's rewind to that tense evening, enriched with the dramatic flair that General Hospital does so well, where shadows danced across Drew's sleek modern home, a place usually filled with strategic business talks and heartfelt family moments. Unbeknownst to the authorities at first, two young witnesses, Kai Taylor, the brooding artist with a knack for uncovering truths, and Trina Robinson, the fierce gallery curator whose intuition never fails, found themselves entangled in the periphery of the crime scene. They weren't there by accident. Kai had dropped by for a late-night discussion on an upcoming art exhibit tied to Drew's or a media empire, while Trina tagged along to offer her sharp insights on visual storytelling, unaware that danger was about to strike. As bullets flew and panic erupted, the duo hid in the adjacent study, hearts racing, piecing together fragments of the horror unfolding just beyond the door. Drew's grunt of pain, the thud of his body hitting the hardwood, and the assailant's hurried footsteps echoing like a death knell. This wasn't just a random attack. Whispers in Port Charles suggest it ties into Drew's escalating feud with corporate rivals, or perhaps a personal vendetta from his complicated past as an undercover operative, adding layers of intrigue that keep viewers hooked episode after episode. Fast forward to their hushed conversation in the October 13th installment, where Kai and Trina, under the dim lights of Trina's apartment overlooking the harbor, relived every terrifying second with a mix of relief and unresolved dread. Kai, sketching absent-mindedly on a notepad to steady his nerves, recounted how the air grew thick with gunpowder and fear, while Trina paced, her mind replaying the shooter's silhouette, a shadowy figure in dark attire, perhaps someone familiar from the Quartermaine circles. That's when the memory hit them like a lightning bolt. Amid the pandemonium, a soft, melodic tune pierced the tension. A twinkle, twinkle, little star, the very lullaby that Drew had programmed as a special ringtone for his daughter, Scout Kane. Scout, the bright-eyed little girl who's become a beacon of innocence in the Kane family's turbulent world, adores that song, often singing it during their bedtime routines filled with stories of stars and dreams, a touching detail that humanizes Drew's tough exterior. In that moment, as the phone buzzed to life, the shooter froze, eyes darting wildly before bolting out the back door into the night, leaving Drew to call for help and potentially saving his life through sheer serendipity. Fans couldn't help but cheer for Scout's unwitting heroism, but as with all GH twists, nothing is ever that straightforward, and this revelation sparked a firestorm of speculation online about what really interrupted the attack. Yet, here's where the plot thickens into a tantalizing riddle that could redefine the entire investigation, suggesting the ringtone might not have originated from Drew's pocket at all. Imagine the possibilities. Scout, with her child's phone clutched in her small hands, dialing not her dad but someone else entirely, triggering that familiar melody from an unexpected source and throwing the narrative into disarray. Trina and Kai, piecing this together over coffee stained with worrying, exchanged wide-eyed glances, realizing the implications could exonerate or incriminate those closest to the Kane orbit. The lullaby, so pure and childlike, now carries a sinister undertone, potentially masking the movements of the perpetrator who might have been caught off guard by their own device's betrayal. This curveball opens doors to a labyrinth of motives, from jealous exes to business saboteurs, each vying for power in Port Charles' cutthroat elite. And it forces us to question every alliance Drew has forged. As the duo debated in hushed tones, the weight of their secret pressed down. They were eyewitnesses, hidden but haunted, bound by fear of reprisal from whatever dark forces targeted Drew. One prime suspect in this ringtone enigma is Willow Tate, Drew's almost stepmother, whose bond with Scout runs deeper than mere family ties. Woven through shared hardships and quiet moments of nurturing, Willow, the resilient survivor who's navigated cancer battles, legal battles with Nina Reeves, and her own marital strains with Michael Corinthos, might have set that very lullaby as Scout's contact alert on her phone, a sentimental choice born from late-night babysitting sessions where she'd hum the tune to soothe the girl's nightmares. Envision a scenario where Scout, feeling the rift between her father and Willow after their near-wedding fallout. Reaches out in a bid for reconciliation, perhaps whispering into the phone about missing their family game nights or begging Willow to convince Drew to let bygones be bygones. This invented outreach could stem from Scout overhearing adult arguments, her innocent heart aching for unity, and in doing so, she inadvertently broadcasts Willow's presence near the scene, maybe even positioning her as an unwitting alibi or a red herring in the cop's eyes. Delving deeper, Willow's history of fierce protectiveness over the Quartermaine kids adds a psychological layer. She could have been en route to Drew's to hash out custody nuances or co-parenting strategies, only for the call to chime at the worst possible moment, spooking the real shooter and planting seeds of doubt. If this pans out, it not only strengthens scrutiny on Willow's alibi, but also explores themes of blended family fractures, a GH staple that tugs at our emotions while ramping up the suspense. Equally compelling is the theory centering on Alexis Davis, the sharp-witted attorney whose connection to Scout through her ties to the Davis-Quartermaine web makes her a wild card in this auditory puzzle. Alexis, ever the advocate for justice with her own phone likely buzzing with legal alerts and family check-ins, could easily have programmed Twinkle, Twinkle for Scout, a nod to the grandmotherly affection she showers on the child during visits to the Metro Court or casual park playdates. Picture Scout dialing Alexis in a moment of whimsy or worrying me be seeking advice on a school project about constellations, inspired by the song's starry lyrics, or confiding in her Aunt Lexi about feeling overlooked amid the adults' dramas. This call might coincide with Alexis swinging by Drew's for a confidential chat on his defamation lawsuit woes, or to discuss protecting Scout's inheritance from shady boardroom maneuvers. Her presence in the vicinity adding fuel to the investigative fire. Inventing further, Alexis's phone lighting up could reveal her divided loyalties torn between defending clients like Sonny Corinthos and supporting Drew's recovery, potentially drawing police heat if call logs surface, forcing her to navigate ethical tightropes in true GH fashion. Such a development would dissect Alexis's character arc, highlighting her evolution from scandal-plagued lawyer to devoted family pillar, while injecting courtroom drama that promises explosive testimonies and cross-examinations ahead. Beyond these two, the ringtone's echo could ripple out to other figures orbiting Scout's world, each with motives that deepen the mystery's allure and invent fresh conflicts. Consider Michael Corinthos, Scout's protective uncle, who might share the lullaby alert as a family tradition, calling to check on her after hearing rumors of Drew's risky dealings, only for the tune to betray his proximity if he was staking out the house for safety, or delve into a bolder invention. Perhaps Brooklyn Quartermaine, with her musical background, adopted the ringtone for Scout during their aunt-niece bonding over piano lessons, leading to a scenario where she's there to confront Drew about ELQ stock manipulations, her phone's chimes scattering the intruder. Even Jason Morgan, the enigmatic enforcer with a soft spot for the Kane kids, could factor in his burner phone customized with the melody to signal Scout's rare check-ins, tying into his shadowy vigil over the family amid rising mob tensions. These expanded threads weave a tapestry of interconnected lives, where Scout's simple call becomes a catalyst for unraveling alibis, exposing hidden surveillance, or igniting sibling rivalries that have simmered for seasons. Trina and Kai, sworn to silence to avoid confessing their unauthorized presence, might crack under pressure. Imagine Trina cornered by Detective Dante Falco-Neri during a routine gallery interview, or Kai blurting out details in a heated argument with Jocelyn Jacks, propelling the plot toward courtroom showdowns and emotional reckonings. Ultimately, this ringtone revelation promises to jolt the Port Charles PD's probe into overdrive, with Commissioner Anna Devane likely poring over phone records and witness statements in her high-tech office, uncovering digital footprints that point fingers in unforeseen directions. Whether it bolsters the case against Willow's complicated loyalties, spotlights Alexis's legal entanglements, or unveils a fresh culprit linked to Scout's innocent world, the fallout could reshape alliances and deliver jaw-dropping twists worthy of GH's legacy. As the investigation intensifies, Expect intensified stackouts, tearful confrontations at the hospital, and perhaps even a special episode flashback to Scout's ringtone origins, blending nostalgia with nail-biting suspense. Fans, this is just the beginning of a storyline that could redefine the Kane legacy and shake the foundations of Port Charles society. Don't miss a second as the drama unfolds. Stay tuned to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for more explosive updates, because in this town, every chime could be the sound of truth breaking free.